Good afternoon. I'm now going to call the Wednesday, April 17th, 2024 meeting of the Norfolk County Commission to order. On Wednesday, March 29th, 2023, Governor Healy signed into law Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023, an act making appropriations for fiscal year 2023, which includes a 2-year extension of the option for public bodies to hold remote meetings by suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law. That is Mass General Law, Chapter Section 30A, Section 20. That action was effective immediately, extending the current option for remote meetings through March 31st, 2025. I ask you to stand and join me in saluting the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, good afternoon. I'm going to call this meeting to order. I call the roll. Commissioner Stady.
I'm present, sir.
Commissioner Collins.
Present.
Commissioner Shea is present. We have a quorum. No executive session today.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. No executive session. Number 4, we have minutes of last, actually 4 meetings. Number 4, meeting minutes. Commissioner Stady.
I'll move approval of the open session meeting of April 10th as presented for approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
I'd move approval of the revised minutes of the open session meeting of February 21 for approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it is a vote. Number 3.
Move approval of the revised minutes of open session meeting March 6th. You might have been absent, right?
I think it was
That
that.
was the one you were absent for. I
Right.
believe.
Yeah, I'll pass it on.
Just abstain.
I'll second it.
Yeah.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
The
Next.
one you have to do.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the revised minutes of the open session meeting for March 20th, 2024 for approval.
I have to abstain.
Okay, thank you. Number 5 is,
Wait.
motion made and seconded.
Yes.
There you go.
All in favor? Thank you. I'm sorry.
I abstain.
Aye.
All right.
3. Number 5, appointments, we have none. Number 6, public comment. Each week we have a section on our agenda for public comment, which allows anyone to come in and address the commissioners or to address us by the remote Zoom. So is there anyone has any comment? Director Cronin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have 2 staff updates for the commissioners this afternoon. The first will be from Robert Pearson, our RSVP coordinator, about an upcoming event. And when Robert's done, Michelle Abedini is going to come in and talk about some employee benefit information that's coming up. So
Under
if you don't
public
mind,
comment.
you don't mind, Robert's here and
I don't
Michelle will
mind.
follow.
Good afternoon.
Robert, good
Commissioners.
afternoon.
Very happy to see you all.
How are
Happy
you?
spring. It
Yeah.
really has
This
sprung.
is Robert Pearson, our Director of RSVP. Robert, go
Thank
ahead.
you very much, Mr. Chairman. I am simply here to mention that a week from Friday, we will be holding our volunteer recognition event for 2 towns, volunteers that serve in Medfield as well as Walpole. So the date is the 26th, Friday the 26th. We're going to be holding the event at the Walpole VFW Hall. It'll start at 10 o'clock.
We have a blank one with John's signature's not on it.
Some guests will be in attendance
Already got one.
in order to, whoops,
Go ahead.
in order to be recognized, receive some acclamation from the commissioners, as well as receive some beverage and certificates. So hope that you can attend.
Look forward to it.
I do too. I'm pretty sure I can attend.
Is that the, I'm sorry, is that the annual event you always have?
No, it
Or
is,
is this
it is
something else?
not. This is something else. Prior-
What's the thing? we have
It's
at
not
the
the
end?
one we had last year at
Santa
Devon.
Claus or Dedham?
No,
Okay.
this is a small scale. We try in the spring, now that COVID's receded, to do a smaller volunteer recognition
Okay,
honoring a
okay.
town or two. But that next event is going to happen on August 9th.
Okay. But this is separate, this is a different event.
This is
Oh,
separate.
it's a little small. Okay.
Any questions?
No, any questions of Robert?
What time does that again?
The one on Friday is going
Yeah.
to start at 10.
10 o'clock. All right, good. Very good.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have
See
a
you
great
then.
day.
Thank you,
Okay,
Robert.
Robert.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Robert. Thank you.
Still under public comment now, we're gonna have Michelle Labadini, Director of Human Resources. Say hello.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon, Michelle.
So just a quick update. I just
Sure.
want you to know that we're having the open enrollment events for our benefits fair. So we're having it at the Registry of Deeds on April 23rd from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then we're having another one at the Agricultural School on May 7th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. The hours are to encompass both shifts at both locations. So we have a lot of vendors attending. So we have Delta Dental, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Boston Mutual Life Insurance, iMed, Marshall Lincoln, the Smart Plan, Equitable for the 403B, Nationwide, Mayflower, including Medicare information, Norfolk County Retirement, Costco. We have a blood pressure screening, yoga, and a chair massage. In addition, we have developed a HR wellness page, and in that wellness page, we have all kinds of information on discounts to the employees. So Dell Technologies, Apple, tickets at work, and there's a ID.me, and that offers a variety of deals and discounts for government employees. So that's all on our website. It's on our wellness page where we've updated all this information so all the employees can see it. But I just wanted to update the commissioners as well.
Okay.
And those listening, if they can tell their employees, that would be great. Any questions?
That's great. I
Michelle,
like the idea
great
of having
presentation.
both shifts covered too.
Mm.
That's a great idea.
So this is the open enrollment,
Mhm.
basically, and then you've increased the activity.
Every year we try to bring different vendors in and,
And then remember the time you had the luncheon with
yes,
eat
you remember
nutritious
that?
luncheon?
Yeah,
Yeah, I do.
yeah, with the
Not that I have-
blender and,
Not that I have nutritious lunches, but.
yeah, we had it outside with the umbrellas, yeah, in the
Yeah, it
rain.
was.
Great job, Michelle.
But we tried. Thank you.
Thank
What
you
year
very
was
much.
that?
It was when Frank was here. It was Frank's last year, so 20, 21,
Oh,
right before John got here. Maybe we can do it again.
All in.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. Last call for public comment.
She's leaving out the mic here.
That's right. She skipped right over that.
She skipped Mike, huh?
That's
That
great.
was her,
Yeah, that's right.
that was her favorite, too. I'll have to tell Mike. He's losing out. Okay, number 7, old business. I have none. Number 8, personnel matters for consideration. We have several.
Mr. Chairman, if you
Commissioner
wish.
Stady.
At the Norfolk Agricultural School. These are all concerning student workers. And they are all notice of resignations, all of them. So I'll make the motion collectively for approval of the notice of resignation for Madeline Germain of Uxbridge, of Deegan Atkinson of Millis, Samantha Keady of Boston, Mass, Connor Lane of Braintree, Mass, and Austin Yazbek of Canton, Mass. These are all student workers as noted. They're all resignation dates are the same, effective 4/11/24. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
We'll accept them all. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Under
Next, the President's Golf Course. Notice of job title change for Brian Foley of Quincy, Mass. As seasonal golf course associate at the rate stated, effective date 4/18/24. So moved.
Second.
motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye. Notice of job title for Megan Straven of Quincy as seasonal golf course associate at the rate stated, effective date 4/18/24. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. It is a vote.
And last one, notice of job title, move approval of the notice of job title change for Michael O'Neill of Weymouth as seasonal golf course associate at the rate stated and the effective date 4/18/24. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye,
It is a vote.
that concludes that. Mr.
Thank you.
Chairman.
Number 9, payroll and expense warrants for approval.
Sir.
Commissioner Stady.
All right, Mr. Chairman, we have 2 payrolls and several ARPAs.
Go ahead.
For the warrant list of 4/17/24, I move approval of the following. 24-41, payroll to county, the sum of $144,933.98. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
Next for the payroll of the school, 24-41, parentheses 21, move approval of the sum $368,290.39. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. It is a vote. Next.
Next, I move approval for the expense of the county of 040324. Move the sum of $20,016.50. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
The next group are all opera awards, Mr. Chairman, which I'm sure we'll hear about later. First, move approval of warrant 24-42, opera Rentham, the sum $52,802. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
There are three separate ones here, but they're all the same. 24-42, opera Franklin, the sum of $100,000. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
Another one for Franklin Ditto, 24-42, opera Franklin, $100,000. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye. And the last one, 24-42, opera Franklin, the sum, once again, $100,000. So moved.
Second.
I have a question. Any one of the three will answer the question, I think. What kind of grants are the 100,000? What kind of projects are they being used for?
I'll go through what each of them in just a second. or if you want-
Okay, yeah, sure. I don't
Lining that
want to
up.
go too deep, but I'm just curious.
Yeah,
you
they're
got
interesting.
All right,
I had a question on it too, but we'll wait till it comes up.
You got-
Motion
Well,
made.
let's
Second.
forget about it.
second on the last Franklin one. All in
Right.
favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
That was
okay.
interesting. That concludes that, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Now we'll get to the nitty gritty on the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. Report on opera of 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. So the three Franklin Awards that were just read, totaling 100,000 each, 300,000 in the aggregate, are all economic impact style grants. The first one was, and they're all advance payments, not a reimbursement. The first one was for the Franklin Food Pantry. It's an initiative to combat food insecurity impacts of the pandemic. The second one is a Safe Coalition Mental Health and Housing Assistance Grant. And a third one is for the YMCA Assistance to Franklin Youth. They describe that to be, the town has reached out for assistance and requested $100,000 from the town of Franklin and Norfolk County to help service the youth population of Franklin who have suffered. As noted, youth in Franklin throughout the country suffered declines in physical fitness, mental health, and overall well-being. YMCA seeks to address these impacts. Representatives came before the Franklin Town Council as part of an open and posted public meeting to explain their needs relative to the pandemic, requested these much-needed funds. There was an opportunity to meet with both elected town council and members of the general public, ask questions. Council unanimously approved this request to assist the Franklin YMCA. So all three, as I mentioned, are economic impacts. They are highly eligible. And one thing, I just ran to my office because I want to start giving you folks information as it becomes necessary. With these awards today, Franklin, which was originally slated to receive $3.466 total million, will have received $2.6 million. So they have approximately 900,000 remaining. Actually, hold on one second. Just
They have that much left, huh?
no, they don't. They
Oh.
don't. I'm just
I
reading.
didn't think so.
No, we had Franklin before.
Yeah. I thought
Quite a few,
Franklin-
as a matter of fact.
I
So
thought they
they
were tapped out.
with these, that's correct. With these awards, they're done, but they have $2.6 million still in the queue. You've approved three of them right now.
Okay.
So I think they have a very large one right behind this.
Okay,
But with these, you can tell Franklin is approaching the end game.
okay.
The last award, which you've approved for Rentham,
Wait,
is
back up
also-
for a second, but
Yeah.
sorry.
Go
So
ahead,
what's the
Commissioner.
total amount Frank will end up getting? 3.5 million? Or 2.6 million?
3.466.
3.4, okay, good. Thank you.
3.466.
Okay, great.
On to Rentham. You approved a supporting public health category application. It is also in advance for communication systems generator. This is to purchase and install a generator for emergency communications tower at the Rhodes Drive. This generator is critical in maintaining emergency communication, water department SCADA systems during power outages. So this is an eligible category. Rentham is currently with this award, they will have $60,000 remaining from their 2.265 total allotment. So they are approaching the end of the finish line as well with respect to awards.
Mhm.
But as I mentioned, all four today are in that category of advanced. And I wanted to briefly talk to the commissioners about that status. A second. So
Can I ask a question before we
please
go
go
on?
right ahead.
Yeah,
As
but-
long as it's opera related, sure.
Yeah, just for opera. So in Franklin, I support the request. It sounds totally, I know SAFE is a great organization. YMCA and the other one is interesting, but food pantry.
Food pantry is
So-
always good.
Yeah, but so this is what interesting for me. I mean, all of us, it's new. These appear to be nonprofit organizations. They aren't really the town of Franklin per se,
Right.
although they kind of have probably a relationship with the town. All right, so does this say that we're at the point where other nonprofits could now apply? Remember, we had some before we talked about that wanted to apply, and we said,
Right.
wait, the time is not now.
Yeah.
It's gonna come later. Are we now gonna say to those nonprofits, now's the time?
Yes and no. When we had the conversation, Commissioner, I believe there was some dialogue about a nonprofit working directly with the county. And in this case, what the county commissioners decided was we encouraged any nonprofits to work directly with their local communities.
Okay,
We didn't want to, perhaps be dealing with or awarding funds to a local profit that may be in conflict with other priorities that are in play in a community that we wouldn't otherwise know about. So we have dissuaded nonprofits from coming to us directly unless they had multi-county impact, such as the Alzheimer's Association. But to be clear, many of the awards that you've given, including Milton, I think, and others, have had nonprofit awards attached to them.
all right. Well, Canton did too,
That's
but
right.
they
Yeah,
work
there's a
with the
few.
town of Canton.
Yep, that's
Right,
right.
I remember that was a special one, but I didn't know if we were opening the doors for like other ones that we talked
The
about.
door has always been open for the locals to work with
Okay.
nonprofits. We encourage that. They know better locally how those resources ought to be, subbed out.
Sounds good. That's great.
I'd say most all communities have, certainly the bigger communities, have community action, council on aging.
Yeah.
All these seem to be coming into play. You were correct, because in the beginning, when we were asked questions, I mostly work with Quincy social people. I would direct them to the proper source, whether it be the mayor or the mayor of Braintree. And some of them have come through and some of them haven't. This may be a way of taking care of some of those original requests. I mean, certainly a food pantry should be perfect for this. And I mean, we don't have 28 food pantries, but I'll bet you we have 15 that are affiliated with the cities and towns. And, you know,
And the need is growing.
Yeah, no,
It's
yeah,
definitely
and all the
growing.
big-
So,
Quincy-
yeah.
Quincy Community Action just built a new building in Brewers Corner and named it for Paul Conley, a very active guy over the years. And it's built as a food kitchen and a pantry. And before they were in rented space, and they had a few vans, and Dan Quirk has stepped up big time in the vans for them. And I mean, they got a big operation going now. And I go down Copeland Street all the time. It's near my house, and it's a pleasure to go down there on the way there this morning. And I went that way, and they're not lined up, but they're there already because the building they bought, it was in an industrial zone, and it was an oil burner company, and they paved it all. So now the people can almost go inside and have their coffee and everything while they're waiting. But the vans are there, the people are there, and they're open 6 days a week. And it is a big pantry, and I know all of, again, the big communities have one, but I'm sure some of the smaller ones do too. And Franklin is not a small community anymore, but probably a perfect fit.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to give our money away, but I was
No,
wondering when
just-
some of them
it's,
would come in, and this is probably a
I
good
support
way of
all-
doing it.
support
But I
all-
am trying to give it away.
Support all the grants. It's great
I know,
to see.
if it-
Franklin's on top of it. I think
Yeah,
there
they
are
have been all.
some towns are like that, and others unfortunately don't seem to be, and they kind of, it's troublesome,
Mhm.
But anyway, thank you. Thanks for taking that question. Thank you.
So in addition to explaining the 4 grants you just approved, I wanted to give you a brief overview of where we stand. The commissioners have awarded over $107 million in ARPA to date. Through some analysis earlier this week, I observed that approximately $5 million has been returned from various communities for re-award, if that's a word, back to their own allotment. I know Quincy sent back over $1 million singularly, and they intend to just repurpose that and send it back out under their allotment. So we currently have $102 million actually expended. 66.6 million, or 65%, is under the advanced category. And that's the part that gives me a lot of pause. I've mentioned this before because over the next several weeks, we're going to be contacting these communities. We've already begun with a few to find out what their plans are to obligate those advanced funds and move them into expended status. As long as they're not obligated, but they are advanced, it remains kind of an open, fluid award. And we want to make sure communities are actually following through with their awards the way they were intended. So the scope of the issue is quite ominous. But that's our main goal over the next couple of months, is to get into each of these grants, each of these communities, and find out what the plans are. But that's the big picture as of today.
Great.
Last call for any other opera-related issues today? Do we have any for next week?
Well, we do. There are 3 or 4 in the queue, including one for Foxborough, I believe, and one for Weymouth.
Weymouth?
So, yes.
Okay,
So
That's good.
we should have some business for you shortly.
okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay, that's great.
Number 11, we took care of under warrants. Number 12, bid openings. Is it 1:30 yet? I don't want to hurry the clock.
It's 9 more minutes.
9 more minutes. Okay, we're going to skip by that. We do have some business on the bid openings. You have no objection, and we're going to go to
We're gonna hold off on bid
13.
openings.
9 more minutes, Nancy. Have a seat there. Okay, so we have a 12 and a 13 for Nancy. And number 14, the February 2024 trial balance has arrived. Draw our attention to that. It's in your packet. Here it is. Norfolk County cash balance as of February 29th, 2024. Everything is in order here, John?
Joe D has communicated with me that he's still tracking a deficiency for FY24. His number is over $1 million. He's in the process of backing out some expenses that were associated with the ARPA that our auditor has given guidance on. So he's working towards that expulsion of funds. It won't clear up the deficiency. He's tracking existing revenue against known deficiencies, known expenditures. It's not a mystery why his deficiency is large. We have projected expenditures, but he doesn't show the collection of the revenue yet. So that deficiency will close over the next several months. In real terms, our internal analysis shows that our deficiency is much closer to $400,000. It's moving, so we're going to keep tracking it, but this February balance needs just a little bit more work on the federal grant side, but for all intents and purposes, it's reflective of collections and expenses to date on the county side. So your vote today to accept the trial balance is all that is needed.
Are we moving the sum of $63,095,205?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any questions of the trial balances?
So that includes the opera funds on hand Our
Everything
receipts.
everything to date.
and other kind of revenue?
Yes.
Everything to date, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the debt, you said is about 400,000?
We're tracking a deficiency right now of about 400,000. It was $1 million, but as I mentioned at the advisory board meeting, certain collections over the period of January and February have closed that. It's hard to determine if those collections are one-offs, which we think they are, because they were large registry transactions, rather than a return to normal, if you will, transactional activity. So it's helpful to close the gap a little bit, but we're still in the deficient position.
But if I could, Mr. Chairman, one more question.
Sure.
Is that reflect, that 400,000 number, does that reflect the action by the advisory board on the supplementals fiscal 24? Went there some movement of money to address
So
shortfalls,
what
or-
the advisory board did and the commissioners did as well in December with its hiring and spending freeze and its assignment of surplus
Mhm.
to help close the deficiency, it's positioned the county to be able to assign those dollars when we close in July to close the deficiency. So
Okay,
what we're tracking is
Okay,
how big is the problem against what the remedy was that we put in place.
okay,
So we're in good shape to close, but until we are done and closed, I would recommend the status quo. you never know what's gonna happen over the last several months of the fiscal year with revenue collections.
Okay, I got you. All right.
Cautiously optimistic.
Peter, anything? Mr. Chairman, if you want, I'll move approval then of the trial balance as of date 2/29/24. Move the sum to $63,095,205.81.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That concludes the fund balance for today, which is February, as of February 29th.
Right.
One more, and then we'll go to Nancy. Request from the Quincy Firefighters Association for civic rate for President's Golf Course for a tournament. Dear County Commissioners, Quincy Local Firefighters Association 792 is hosting its 9th annual firefighter John Austin Memorial Tournament on Monday, June 24th at the President's Golf Course. On July 8th, 2013, one of our brothers, firefighter John Austin, died while responding to a call. He was survived by his fiancee and a 2-year-old son, John. John was hardworking, well-liked, came from a great family, was a proud firefighter and a proud Marine. As a way of giving back to the community in John's name, the proceeds for this tournament are used to fund scholarships for a graduating senior from a Quincy school and seniors who have family members in the Quincy Fire Department. There are also donations made to local school boards from this fund for school sports. Over the past 9 years, we've done available to provide 29 scholarships in John's name totaling $30,000 in donation to the Quincy High, North Quincy High alumni, the William Marquardt Marine Corps Detachment, and Quincy Youth Football, and wreaths across America at the Pine Hill Cemetery. Once again, requesting a governmental rate for this successful event. Paul Moody, co-chair of the committee, Thomas Bose, tournament co-chair. What say you about the Quincy firefighters?
Where have you been? We've done it before.
Yes,
I would say
all 9 years has been
Yes.
there.
fantastic. So I would move that we grant to the Quincy Firefighter Association Local 792 pertaining to their golf tournament for firefighters John T. Austin Memorial Golf Tournament, June 24th, that we apply the charitable rate, discounted
Okay.
rate for them.
Any questions? Motion made and seconded? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You informed them they're coming, right?
Yes.
They've obviously already with Dana or Carl or Dana got the date set, okay. Okay, 1:30, we have 3 items. Nancy, please. We have contract awards, electricity for the city, for the county. And we have an item further down the agenda.
I think they did.
Why can't I find it?
Prior to that, Joe.
Prior to
Bottom
that.
of the second page.
I'm sorry.
12,
Boy, I'm looking right at it and I can't see it.
Turn it over.
12A bottom.
Other side,
Other side of your first page.
other side. Flip it, yeah.
There you
Oh,
go.
thank you. I knew I was missing a lot of things. All right. First one, under our 130 bid openings, we have our procurement officer here, Nancy Rockwell. Number 1 is a recommendation to rescind the vote taken by this body on 4/3/24 meeting, rejecting the low bidder on the public address system at Norfolk County Agricultural School. I believe there's a letter from Director Martin. If you have any questions, you have to direct them to John Wallace. It is, I guess it was a relook at the awarding of the new PA system vote as a result of an additional meeting. And we have a note here from John, which outlines it all for us. And it's been worked out to our satisfaction, John, to the school satisfaction now.
Yes.
Okay. And we'll go to the next step. You think Lantel can do the job?
Yes.
Okay, and we've had Lantellas in other areas of our city, as our county, as you know.
Registry, yes.
And we have the shooter and security at the registry building, which I think is the very first year I was here as commissioner. Chairman O'Brien said, Commissioner Shea, we're gonna handle this, so it was eye-opening for me, to say the least, but that's why I made a comment last week, last time when we opened this, because I did a whole bunch of due diligence and, everyone, when it comes to cameras and other things, uses Lantel. Obviously not everyone, but it's a bid item, so.
Right, so
If there's no other
Lantel,
questions,
Lantel was the one that we rejected, right?
correct.
It was based
Based
on
on-
information that we had.
Some
And then
communication
subsequent
we
to
had.
that, what, there was dialogue or a meeting was
We
held?
had a meeting with them
Okay,
and then the issues that were
clarified,
clarified and resolved.
reassured.
Then there was some pushback and you had another meeting, right?
So
Okay,
you want us to rescind the vote that we took
yeah,
before?
based on the second
And then
item,
go
but
with
we have all the
Lantel.
backup.
But you just said they've had issues in the county. Did you say
No,
that?
they're
Or
all
I hear you
good.
wrong?
I had good experience.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
And it
trying
was
to
a
read you.
year-long-
Okay.
To get the registry up and running and done,
Okay.
and I worked with Register O'Donnell, and they're a Norwood-based company. But
Okay,
afterwards, I found out, the other company, and I say they do them all, they obviously don't, but they do lion's share of these cameras at every intersection now.
oh,
That
okay,
shoot the
right.
plate numbers and everything.
Oh,
And it's fascinating if you could have the occasion to go back. And you'll say, I'm looking for something on Wednesday, June 10th, between midnight and 2 AM. They'll say, do you want to come down and watch it? Or we'll get back to you. And they go back and run the tape. And when I learned all this doing due diligence, long before they bid for this and before I was commissioner, I knew some of this. But, and they're a Norwood-based company.
that's fine.
And it's been worked out. I think if everyone's happy, we should go forward. There's no question about it.
All right.
Meets all the criteria, right, Nancy?
Mhm.
Okay.
And there's a written, second note here signed by John Wallace. Talks about the reconsideration.
So where's the letter or note from John Martin or John Wallace? I have that. There's nothing here. I
Yes,
just see it somewhere.
It was with
This
the
one right
original
here.
package.
Oh, that is, okay, there's no name on it, that's fine.
Oh.
This is John
Yeah.
Wallace's? or
This is
John
the
Martin?
second
that's
letter,
John-
as I
that's-
like to say.
That's John Wallace's here.
Can you write that on there, so I'll know from the record?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So that's John's comment, John Wallace.
Which is after the second meeting,
Okay.
or after,
Okay,
I don't
There
know.
weren't any names, I didn't know what I was reading. I thought it was Nancy's or whatever.
You're right.
Okay,
Sorry about
okay.
that.
All right, so John obviously is here, you comfortable with it, he wants to proceed, right?
Yep.
Okay, all right, that's fine,
I'll have the documents in next week for
Yeah.
signature.
okay.
Okay, now we have to take two motions here. I want to do this right.
First one.
Canceling our vote of
Right.
4-3.
Yeah, so I would move, Mr. Chairman, if
Go
you
ahead.
want. I'll move that the county commissioners move to rescind the vote taken at the 4/3/24 meeting regarding the rejecting of the low bidder for the public address system for Norfolk County Agricultural High School.
Okay, motion made and seconded. To rescind the vote taken at the April 3rd, 2024 meeting, rejecting the low bidder for the public address system at Norfolk County Agricultural School.
Right.
All in favor? Aye, that's the first motion. Second,
Now, if you want, I move
recommendation.
that we approve, we recommend then the approval of the bid for the public address system for the Norfolk County Agricultural High School be awarded to the low bidder Lantel Communications of
Norwood,
Norwood,
Mass.
is it Norwood, Mass? As outlined and contained, I'm sorry.
In on the John Wallace memo. Okay. Motion made and seconded. Go ahead.
Okay.
To award the public
Is
address
that motion
system
sufficient?
bid
Yes, it is.
Okay,
to the low bidder at the Norfolk County Agricultural School, Land Telecommunications of Norwood. All in favor?
aye,
Aye. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
okay,
We got contract award here.
Yes, this is a 3-year contract for electricity for countywide. Will Robertson reached out to one broker and 3 suppliers. And Constellation offered us the lowest price at 0.11760 per kilowatt. And that's firm for 3 years. And we're gonna realize a savings of just under 7 cents per kilowatt and approximately $163,000 a year savings countywide per year.
Any questions? Do we call more than one vendor?
Yes, Will reached out to 3 suppliers and
Oh,
then
Will,
one,
yeah.
one broker, so 4 in total.
Is this the same one we used last year?
No, we had IGS last year. We have had Constellation in the past.
I'm gonna ask for a 1-week continuation of this. I had a question, and I had a young vendor that came in to see me recently. And I told him when this came up that I would put it out to him, but I'm not sure this is exactly the same thing, but in the interest of, because it's
We-
another whole year, I'd like to hold it
Yeah.
only 1 week and I'll.
Do you want to hold this?
Okay, he did reach out to a broker, it was DreamWorks Energy. It was a
I don't know if he's a
Riley
broker
Curran.
or I'm not sure
Okay,
how this electric, I know we've done this before,
yes,
and we buy through these people that recommend, they shop for us. All right, if there's no
Yeah.
objection, I'd like to wait a week and reach out to these people, just
Is
because.
this, excuse me, Joe, is this the supplier of the
this is the
energy? Or the
supplier.
person who goes out?
No,
and
this
finds
is the
best
supplier itself. The supplier is
Right,
always
you
less
would go,
expensive than the
Right.
broker.
price? No, the supplier, and then who's the deliverer? Eversource?
Eversource and Engrid.
Okay, who's supplier right now? Do you
Our
know?
supply right now is IGS.
Okay, and so what is this contract for? To continue with them?
No, it's a new supplier,
Okay,
Constellation.
okay.
Yep, and Will reached out to Dream Energy Solutions, Constellation, IGS, and NRG.
What's the rate that they offer?
11780,
And it's good for a year,
760, 3 years.
3 years. That's not a bad rate. I just went through this.
I'm sure it isn't, but I
went-
promise this,
On a personal level, I went through this baloney I tried a different supplier, and it was, after 4 months, I didn't keep track of it, and it went right up to the roof. So I'm back to Eversource. It's around 117, around there. But, but if you want to wait, that's fine. It's,
only because I
Hold on.
made a promise, and I feel, this may be something entirely different.
is that time sensitive? It might be.
When do the contract terms commence?
December, end of December, January.
We can do it next week. I'll move, we continue the item on the
Okay.
contract.
Just 1 week, I've got to reacquaint myself, just quickly.
Okay.
And I looked at this a couple of years ago, and in fact, who we appointed was the right people to do it at the time. I'm on the record, town general, I'll contact him, and I'll contact him. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Hold
you.
that, Nancy.
Motion-
Motion to table second. All in favor?
Motion to table
The electricity contract.
Yeah, the contract for electricity for the
Yeah,
county.
contract for electricity for the county.
contract for electricity for 1 week. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
That doesn't include the Aggie school, correct?
I
When we
believe it
say
does
county,
not.
we're talking about the county, exclusive of the Aggie school,
I
correct?
don't think that's true, no.
Doesn't count Aggie.
It's not, no, I don't think your statement is true.
I believe it does cover.
Oh, it does
This
count
is for the
Aggie too?
entire
Oh,
county,
okay, okay.
She indicated the savings were $163,000 per year countywide.
Beautiful. Okay. All right.
Okay, electricity, it's countywide, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good rate. I actually only because I painfully learned about supply and deliver the last couple of weeks. Anyway,
Okay. 16, proclamation declaring education and sharing day in Norfolk County.
where is that?
In your packet,
Yes.
we have. You have the only one,
Cut off.
I don't have one,
I got mine. The big print got cut off, unfortunately. Let me see.
okay. In your packet is
Here we
a,
go.
Joe, you want me to read it?
yes, I will ask you to read it.
You need it? Can you read that?
Yeah, I can read that.
Do you want me to introduce it, Commissioner?
No, I'm all right, as
The
long as Peter
proclamation.
introduced it. I think we did this last year, but
We did.
just read through it, it's quick.
Okay, this is item 16, proclamation declaring education and sharing day in Norfolk County. Whereas the basis for the continuity of any society is education. In the great Norfolk County, the education of our youth is a priority. And whereas, in order to achieve its highest goals, education must not only impart knowledge, but also teach the students how to live, forming and strengthening their moral character to make a better life for themselves as individuals and for society as a whole. And whereas, a global spiritual leader, the Rabbi Menachem M. Schneerson of Righteous Memory, stressed that a moral and ethical education empowers every individual to develop their full potential in making the world a better place. And whereas, such an education can nurture the unity of diverse peoples through encouraging increased acts of goodness and kindness, imbued with the awareness that even a single positive act of an individual can change the world and usher in an era of global peace. And whereas, April 19th, 2024 will mark 122 years since the Rebbe's birth, and this year begins the celebrations of the 75th anniversary of his leadership and the Chabad Lubavitch movement. Chabad is an acronym of three Hebrew words for wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. The name Lubavitch comes from the city which served as the movement's headquarters for over a century and means city of love. Of all the ethical values which inform our civilization, none is more important than love, love of wisdom, love of fellowship, a fellow man, and love of our Creator. These values, rooted in the 7 Noahide laws, have guided the Chabad Lubavitch movement throughout its history and are the essence of education at its best. And we should be certain to pass on this precious heritage to all young Americans. And whereas Education and Sharing Day is observed each year on the Rebbe's birthday in recognition of his outstanding and lasting contributions toward the improvement of education, morality, and acts of charity around the world, a day to pause and reflect on our responsibility to ensure our youth have the foundation necessary to lead lives rich in purpose and fulfillment through service and good works. And now, therefore, we, Commissioners of Norfolk County, do hereby proclaim Friday, April 19th, 2024, to be Education and Sharing Day in Norfolk County, and call upon everyone to work together to create a better, brighter, and more promising future for all. So moved.
I'll second that.
So we now therefore declare Friday, April 19th, to be Education and Sharing Day in Norfolk County. Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Thank you. Good work, Peter, reading that.
Thank you, Peter.
Moving right along. Report of the County Director, number 17.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A few items for the commissioners. First, I wanted to extend my thanks to our maintenance staff who, starting last week in the planning phase, began to assist the trial courts in handling the crowds for both visitors, press, and others with this very large Superior Court trial that's ongoing. Working through the weekend, our staff prepared the lots to help visitors know where to park safely, both employees and visitors. The staff worked with motorists and folks visiting our properties yesterday. Everything went smoothly. Very happy with all of their contributions. I want to thank all of them. I want to remind any employees who are eligible to file their ethics requirements with the State Ethics Commission. They have until May 1st, 2024. You should have received an email last week from the Ethics Commission reminding you of this obligation. If you have any questions, I encourage you to call our Human Resources Department to determine your eligibility or any questions you might have relative to access to that online form. So our consultant, Stone Consulting, who does our GASB and OPEB valuation statement, have completed the 2023 report. I have a conference call with them on May 2nd to close that out. This GASB report continues to track all of our fund balances and independent review. It is a necessary component for us to complete our associated audit for 2023, which Markham will begin earnestly in the next month or so. So the timing is very good. Speaking of our audit with Markham, I have a call with them on Friday to discuss the 2022 audit closeout. So as we approach the phase of concluding 22, they'll move right into 2023 as promised. Yesterday, with the assistance of our chair from the advisory board, Elizabeth Childs, she was able to get a communication going with the town of Brookline's town administrator, Chaz Carey, as the county continues to work with Brookline to support them in their efforts to close out the remaining balance of their opera award. Currently, as you know, Brookline has one of our larger awards at 11.1 million, and we've awarded 5.4 million to date. So they have about half left, and we were anxiously trying to get through to them and help them understand our upcoming timeline. Dr. Childs was able to get a response from the town administration, which was helpful in guiding their efforts to achieve that closeout. It's a very important milestone. We're hoping they fall through and we can help them get to their goal. So thank you very much. And then the last, I just wanted to wish Commissioner Shea a happy birthday tomorrow. It's the anniversary of his 21st birthday. So
Terrific.
happy birthday, Joe.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. I will
That's all I have. Thank
keep the number a secret, but it's getting way out there. All my life, I've been born on Patriots weekend, that week. And then when I was really a young man in West Quincy, we had a section of West Quincy called Finn Hill, a Finnish neighborhood. It's still there, but it's changed a lot. But in the 50s, the Finns were dominant marathoners all over the world, and they would come and have a whole week of celebration, getting ready for they'd have a parade. The Finnish neighborhood consisted of a cooperative supermarket, several Finnish baths, a couple of Finnish alcohol establishments. We had a temperance society, and we had a Finnish church. So it's still called Finn Hill. The church is used by another denomination now, and there's one steam bath left on Copeland Street. You've probably all been by it and don't realize, but so at as a young age, I was acquainted with the Finnish community in Quincy, and the marathon all stands out, and I wrap it into my birthday week. And I might mention that my youngest daughter, Catherine, is married to a young man whose family, his mother's side, we all know, the McDonald's, they own the Common Market, and they're West Quincy all their lives. The father's side, my son-in-law's name is Brian Pekkanen. And right away, when you see the name Pekkanen, you know they're from Finn Hill, and he is on his father's side. So that's all of the history lesson for today. Do we have one item on one of our employees from other past?
You very carefully and deftly skirted your age. That was nicely done. I like that.
What?
You deftly skirted your age. You told a
I
story.
had to
of
tell a
growing up,
story to,
But it was a great story.
not to remind you of my age. but-
You always have great stories, but that's fine.
Yes, Commissioner Shea, you're right. One of our employees' moms passed away. Ray O'Day lost his mom this week. Arrangements are this Friday and Saturday. If you need any information, come see me. I'll be happy to share that. with
Okay,
you.
well,
I believe she's being waked out of Norwood.
so let's keep Ray in our prayers for the loss of his mother.
Yeah.
I have nothing else. Does anyone else have anything under emergency topics?
No.
Okay, we have a full meeting next week. Hopefully the sun will stay out a little. We had a long bout with rain.
Yeah. That's good.
The farmers will be happy.
The lawn will start to grow. I will move that we adjourn at 1:50.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
All right.
Aye, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.